What is up, guys? Welcome back to my reaction channel. It's your boy Chris. Yeah, I shortened my hair now. It's troublesome to have long hair. Always gets in my eye. Anyways, today we're gonna be reacting to SCP-1128, the Aquatic Horror by the Rubber. Y'all know the drill. Like the video and make sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell button so you won't miss any of my future videos. With that being said, let's get into the intro.
Viewer discretion is advised. The professor then felt uneasy and quickly instructed his assistant to pull the personnel out of the water. But he continued saying, "And now he swallowed it. Damn, that's gonna haunt my dreams. Wait, it stopped moving. I think it sees me. Oh god, it's looking right at me. Hello everybody, I'm the Rubber. Today, we bring you SCP Foundation Euclid Class Object SCP-1128. SCP-1128, also known as the Aquatic Horror, is an entity that manifests.
What the fuck is that though? Like, yo, that shit is crazy, bro. It has a coral growing on its back. It's like a mutated version of Meg, bro. The fuck?
As a massive aquatic predator to anyone given a full description of the being's appearance, through either spoken and written descriptions or visual depictions of the being. Victims infected by 1128 will initially exhibit no abnormal behavior, though some cases show a general aversion to activities involving bodily immersion in water, such as bathing or swimming.
Okay.
If victim ever be fully immersed in water, they will disappear completely under the surface of the water, regardless of the water's actual depth. In most cases, victims will reappear moments later in a panicked state and frantically try to leave the water, while in some other cases, the water will become polluted with blood and debris, confirmed to be the remains of the victim.
What the fuck?
Victims that have reappeared intact claim that they were transported to a vast ocean, where they are pursued by 1128.
Yo,
Interviews with these individuals
scary,
carry some risk of further 1128 contamination, as descriptions of the being's appearance trigger further infections.
Why is it contaminated?
Depends how far along the infection is. At first, it requires full submersion, but over time, it'll take less and less water until you could step in a puddle and fall in. 1128 infection can be treated with Class C amnestics, as it appears memory of the entity.
Why do they keep mentioning infection though? What the fuck? What? Doesn't make sense though. Why do they keep mentioning the infection, bro? It's not
Entity
it's
or
not even a
descriptions
virus,
of it
though.
are required for its anomalous properties to take effect.
Okay.
Testing with infected D-Class have shown that wireless communication devices function normally when used by submerged victims affected by SCP-1128. In an experiment, a D-Class personnel was instructed to read from a small pamphlet describing 1128's appearance. Then he was outfitted with diving gears, which has a wireless communication device to allow contact between himself and a professor from the Foundation. He was then lowered into a large tub of water via winch and cable. As soon as he hits the bottom of the tub, he told the professor that it looks like he had landed in a patch of seaweed. He started moving around, and suddenly he saw the scariest thing. The professor refrained him from describing it any further, but wants to know what that thing was doing.
I understand now why they continuously called it infection. So anyone who knows that thing, its appearance or its description or its story, the way it reads, it basically infect the person, so it became a target. So if you read his description and shit, and then you go into the water, you will be transported to its domain. Basically, that's how they call it infection. Okay.
What is it doing? The professor asked. The personnel replied, "Nothing right now. It's just swimming along. I think it's got something in its mouth." Is that a whale? Holy crap, it is. It's eating a whale.
Yo.
Oh god, look at those teeth. The professor then felt uneasy and quickly instructed his assistant to pull the personnel out of the water. But he continued saying, "And now he swallowed it. Damn, that's gonna haunt my dreams. Wait, it stopped moving. I think it sees me. Oh God, it's
Oh
looking right
fuck,
at me.
you're dead, bro.
It's headed this way. Oh God, help
Nah,
me.
you're dead.
After a few seconds of hysterical and spouting gibberish, the feed cuts to static. The winch was retracting at full speed when the cable went taut, wresting the winch from its mounting. Cable then went slack, and water became polluted with blood, confirmed to be that of the personnel. No further remains or equipment were recovered. Interview log and relevant documents were edited for vectors, and all staff present were treated with Class C amnestics.
Yeah.
Tracking
So, as
devices
long as you
affixed
forget
to
it,
D-class
it wouldn't
personnel
hunt you,
used
you
in SCP-1128
Literally.
experiments reveal that submerged victims are transported to an ocean. After this discovery, one of the doctors asked, "That's where we've been sending those D-class? How does
Where?
a short-range wireless communicator get such a clear signal from that far away?" Mobile Containment Force MCF Kappa 12 Sea Devils has been assigned to keep unauthorized seafaring vessels out of this area
so
at
they
all
know
costs.
its location, okay.
MCF Sea Devils has been assigned to intercept and redirect any and all water traffic that passes through their designated patrol area by any means necessary.
Good job, SCP.
In one of the testing involving D-Class personnel, D-1732, who had been used for repeated 1128 testing without
Looks so
administration
tough,
of
though.
amnestics,
Yo.
was shown to be able to encounter 1128 in bodies of water normally insufficient for bodily immersion. This effect became more drastic over time, with D-1732
Pause. So basically you're saying nobody's safe. If you're infected by 1128, basically any water that you came in contact with, you will see that thing. Or if it's big enough, you know, it doesn't matter how deep it is, you get transported to its domain, you know what I'm saying? In its hunting ground. That's fucking crazy, bro.
developing progressively stronger hydrophobic tendencies, claiming to see 1128 from outside almost any body of water encountered by the subject. Days after initial exposure, D-1732 was violently pulled into a glass of water.
Yo,
Unfortunately,
bro.
no remains were recovered from the incident.
That is so scary, bro.
Staff witnessing the event were found to be infected by 1128 and administered Class C amnestics.
Yeah.
Containment procedures were then updated to include videos and descriptions of this event, and testing involving extended infection of D-Class was terminated. According to Experiment Log A2, a D-Class was equipped with scuba gear and exposed to 1128, placed into a standard protective shark cage and lowered
That's
into
not
water.
gonna do anything,
There was no
bro. It's just
response for a few
gonna-
seconds. Then the line went taut and was severed at a point beneath the water.
What do you
Remains of the
expect? What's gonna
D-Class, as well as
happen,
jagged
bro?
steel fragments, presumably remnants
not-
of the cage, surfaced
Come on,
shortly
guys,
afterward.
bro.
In the next experiment,
That is
Experiment
stupid
Log
experiment.
A3, the same result occurred. A few hours later, MCF Sea Devils reported to have found an intact shark cage, floating beneath the surface of patrol
Oh.
area near one of their vessels. Item was retrieved and confirmed to match description of cage used in Experiment A3. Cage was undamaged, but found traces of human DNA and feces of indeterminate origin. No further
the
remains
fuck?
of D-Class found. In another experiment, unlike previous tests, the exposed D-Class was equipped with diving gear, armed with a weapon for use against hostile organisms, and was also equipped with a live feed video camera attached to
Can
his
you
helmet.
harm him though?
Video
That's the
feed
question.
shows that the weapon was ineffective against 1128, appearing
Okay.
only to enrage the creature rather than harm it considerably or drive it away. Feed was lost when D-Class was devoured. The staffs involved were treated with amnestics following transcription of video feed. In an experiment to test 1128 manifestation in liquids other than water, an exposed D-Class equipped with protective environment suit and video feed was lowered into a vat of substance. This
What do you
substance
guys
was chosen
hope
for
to
its low
achieve by
density,
doing this, though?
allowing
Like-
free movement similar to walking in open air. Incredibly, the D-Class recovered without any incident. The liquid did
Oh,
not trigger
shit,
1128's effect. Although you might be safe from 1128 in liquids other than water, but that probably won't help you much unless you intend to drink and bathe in exotic chemicals for the rest of your life, which probably would get a lot shorter if you
Not
tried
good.
that. Written descriptions and imagery of SCP-1128's appearance or videos of the entity found outside the Foundation are to be destroyed. and Class
Yeah.
C amnestics are to be administered to anyone exposed to such information or showing signs of 1128 contamination. A written description of
That's
the entity's
crazy, though.
appearance is to be kept at site for experimental purposes only, and is not to be read by anyone other than D-Class used for testing. If exposed,
Yeah.
staff are to report immediately for administration of Class
Makes
C
sense.
amnestics.
They're death rows
Before we
anyway.
end this video, we are proud to present these incredibly sweet
Shit,
pieces
bro.
of fan art. A big
Yo guys, that's SCP-1128, the Aquatic Horror by the Rubber. Y'all know how it is. I just wanna say, like, that is incredibly versatile SCP, you know. It can be used to actually harm someone, you know. It's example though. If during World War II somebody started bombing pictures of it in some city somewhere, you know, during World War II, and everybody, civilian soldiers, sees it, it's done, bro. If it rains, all of them are gonna be transported in that place, you know. So yeah, it's gonna be dangerous as hell. Also, props to the SCP Foundation for actually locating the place itself and preventing other innocent people getting killed, bro. This time I'm gonna give a props to them, you know. I always say they always fail to do their job, you know. So, but hey, you know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button for post notifications. Anyway guys, I'll see you guys soon.